Hey, this is Charlie Morris, filmmaker of 400 Feet Down, and this video came across my radar today. It's a video it was filmed at the North Carolina General Assembly, I believe on February 9th, 2021, and I just want to post this short little reaction video showing at least my reactions to watching what I saw here. So let's hit play and see what happens.
Samuel Bratton, or is that correct, Bratton? That is being recommended to be appointed to the Mining Commission.
Okay, so the Mining Commission. So you've got the North Carolina General Assembly here calling up Sam Bratton, who is the CEO of Wake Stone, and he is pitching his piece to become a member of the North Carolina Mining Commission. The Mining Commission has been defunct, disbanded, not in operation for, honestly, I don't know how long. Maybe at least more than 5 or 6 years. The development of the Mining Commission happened as a result of the Mining Act of 1971 in North Carolina, which was a statute that was passed to kind of regulate and codify how mining operations would happen, how permit applications and all that stuff would unfold. And the Mining Commission is kind of an advisory board. It's made up of people who are industry insiders and then also some people that are outside of the industry. And their job is to advise and help assist with controversial things, mining appeals for permits, those types of things. So anyway, here's Sam Bratton making his pitch for why he wants to be on the newly formed Mining Commission.
So, gentlemen, would y'all like to have a minute or two to just tell us a little bit about you, and you can sort of tag team if you like, either way y'all would like to do it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to the committee. My name is Sam Bratton. I want to thank you for this opportunity to speak to my qualifications to serve on the Mining Commission as an industry representative. I've worked for Wake Stone Corporation since being summertime help in 1979.
So his father, John Bratton, was the one that actually formed the company. They originally formed, I believe, in Knightdale, and so obviously he grew up working in the industry.
It's a business that my father started in 1970, and I've worked in it pretty much all my adult life, and been a laborer, equipment operator, blaster, foreman, sales representative, VP of sales, president, and now I'm CEO of the company.
And he's not just the CEO, he is the CEO of the company. The Wake Stone is the company that has been spearheading the effort to expand their mine and open up a new mine where the Oddfellows tract is currently located, which is right next to Umstead State Park. So here's this guy who's saying, I want to be on the North Carolina Mining Commission at the same time that he himself is involved in a fight that the Mining Commission, if it existed, could assist him with. So it's unclear if this commission could be formed in time to help him with his own problems, but it's just interesting to me that it's an interesting segue that he's having all these struggles with getting his permit application passed and with all this pushback with people trying to stop the RDU quarry, and here he is now saying, let's get the band back together, guys.
I've got an abundant amount of experience in the industry, and really look forward to this opportunity to represent the industry and provide an open-minded and considerate interpretation of the Mining Act of 1971 as it applies to the industry. So I'll be glad to take some questions if anybody has them.
And what's really ironic about that is that part of the North Carolina Commission's job, the Mining Commission's job, and part of DEQ's job is they're supposed to be interpreting the Mining Act of 1971 and all of its tenets. And one of the main tenets is that a mine cannot interfere with the operation of a state park. Well, the mine that he is actually trying to get pushed through is right next to a state park and next to the East Coast Greenway. And also his existing current mine is located also next to Umstead State Park. The crazy part is that Sam Bratton or someone else within his company actually went and changed a clause in his current mining permit, which extends the length of time his mine can stay open, and that was done. It was done in a way that was very backhanded, and had there been a mining commission, ironically, they might have actually looked at that and said, hey, that's not acceptable. But anyway, it was a rule-bending thing that they did. And he's saying he wants to have a more fair and considered approach. I just think that's really ironic.
Okay, Mr. Bratton, thank you. Sounds like you have been in it from the ground up, so to speak.
Yes, sir.
No pun intended.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do what? Yeah, beneath the ground up. Okay, do we have any questions or comments for Mr. Bratton? Chairman Sanderson?
One thought. It's pretty common knowledge that it's been some time since the Mining Commission ever came together as an organization. I think it's a very important organization going forward because I think that there are a lot of things that they can help, especially private industry, accomplish that has been very difficult to see come to fruition sometimes.
And what he means by that is that because of all these damn environmentalists, the industry leaders are having a really hard time getting their mines built wherever they want, whenever they want.
Why do you think now is a good time to kind of re-emphasize this mining commission to bring it online more right now than it has been in the past?
Well, from my perspective, the industry certainly has had a lot of difficulty with permitting, and since the age of the internet, it certainly makes a lot of people capable of putting a lot of information out there, erroneous information.
And he has dragged out this old story before city council meetings in Raleigh that I've attended over and over, beating this dead horse story of, oh, everyone's saying bad things about my company and about my good name on the internet, and I'm unable to stop it. And it's almost like he's equating, if people say bad things about my company on the internet, then it has to be untrue. And of course, I'm one of the people that has said true things about his company on the internet that has upset him greatly, obviously. It's just funny, because what he's really saying, in my opinion, is we need to combat all this truth-telling that's happening out there by getting more industry insiders involved again in allowing permits to go through unchallenged.
Regarding the mining industry, and I think it's one of the responsibilities of the commission to not only, like I said, interpret the Mining Act and how it applies to permitting and mine facilities, but also to...
So again, in his situation, to the letter of the Mining Act of 1971, he should not be allowed to put in his mine, this expansion mine, in the Oddfellows Tract. But he's still trying to make it happen anyway. And here he is saying, well, we need to make sure that there's fair and open interpretations of the Mining Act of 1971. But what his true goal is to circumvent the Mining Act of 1971 per not building next to state parks.
To seek the truth and be able to promote the truth about mining and the need for natural resources for this state. I think there's a balance that can be struck, and it's very important. But right now we see things moving so far in one direction. If we can get things back to a balance, I think that's critical. And
so it's just crazy, because the truth about the way Wake Stone has done things is during the last city election cycle, Sam Bratton's company sent out an email that it was a closed email list. They sent it out, I assume, to business leaders, friends, family, customers, and one of the people that they emailed it to, though, was favorable to the Stop RDU Quarry movement. And so we got our hands on this email that this anonymous person sent to us, and it was sent, I think it was not sent from Sam Bratton. It was from someone else who worked in his company. And basically, they were asking everyone to please go out and vote for certain candidates who would be favorable to this cause, because the RDU quarry became one of the hot button issues of the last Raleigh City election. So I thought that was, so he's talking about the truth, but he's not telling the truth about all the things that they do, all their business connections to the members of the RDU Airport Authority, all their conflicts of interest. Sam Bratton and some of his other family members actually came and saw a screening of one of my films, 400 Feet Down, at the Cary Theater, and they actually sat there and they filmed on their phone my whole film, which last time I checked, it's illegal to go into a theater and to film someone else's movie showing, but they did it anyway. So that's truth about them, and we actually have footage of them filming it that someone else in the audience took. Also, what's interesting is 3 days after this speech by Sam Bratton, North Carolina State Parks actually released a letter with the governor's signature in the letterhead stating that the North Carolina State Parks is against the permit for Oddfellows Tract, and they want it to be denied. And but that's the kind of thing that Sam Bratton is fighting against. But anyway, I love this last part that he says, though. Listen in.
And, now is the time. It's slipping away from us. It's a bit of mob rule out there at times, and I'm concerned about it.
I mean, what can you say to that? It's a bit of a mob rule out there. So the mob, who's the mob? The mob is Senator Wiley Nickel, who has always come out against the quarry. It's the RDU Forest Initiative. It's hundreds of people, thousands and thousands of petition signers. People who are running for Raleigh City Council. These are the mob that he is referring to. The only people that honestly seem to want this quarry is the Bratton family, I assume their employees, and people who sit on the board of the RDU Airport Authority. Those are the people that want it, because they're going to make a shit ton of cash. And all the other recreationalists in the triangle, pretty much, everyone I've talked to at least, does not want a freaking mine blasting and sending stone into the air right next to the East Coast Greenway or next to Umstead State Park. So it's just an interesting set of circumstances. Anyway, that's my reaction to this video.